Hey guys, thank you for joining us for another Disney inspired meal. So in this video I'm going to do just a real quick take on Mulan. That one was pretty difficult to come up with something other than the only thing I remember in the movie was like porridge, bacon and eggs and some dumplings. So that one was pretty difficult, but I came up with a classic of mine. It's just a real quick take on takeout food. It's just really easy, so if you guys want to see how to do it, then keep watching. Okay, for this recipe you are going to need steak or chicken. I have chosen to go with steak. This is some bottom round steak. It's just really thinly sliced. This is about 1.5 pounds. You are going to need some stir fry. I'm just using frozen stir fry. You can use fresh vegetables if you'd like, but I find that just the frozen is a little bit easier. Plus my son really likes the little mini corn cobs in there. I am also using some ramen noodles and the seasoning packets. I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. A purple onion, a package of stir fry. You're going to need some soy sauce, some minced garlic, some crushed red pepper, and as optional, just for a side, you can have chicken pot stickers or egg rolls or anything like that, but we have chosen to go with chicken pot stickers tonight. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start out with cutting our meat. So we're just going to cut it into strips. Just take it, lay it on a cut board, just back and forth. How big, how small, doesn't matter. Just get it all nice and cut up. It's going to take a few minutes. And then once you have cut up all of your meat, then if you have any vegetables that you need to cut up, you can go ahead and get those cut up as well. Alright, now that your meat and your vegetables are cut up, we're going to put a little bit of oil in our skillet here. I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons. And then we're going to use, I'm going to say, 1.5 spoons full of minced garlic. Turn your heat on, make sure that's on. Then I'm going to just use a couple of shakes of the crushed red pepper. All we're doing here is flavoring our oil. That's all we're doing. I like to just flavor it up before I drop the meat over into the skillet, because I don't really add any other seasonings to the meat other than what's in the packet, and such as soy sauce and that. But we're going to go ahead and let our oil come up to heat. And during this time, make sure you turn on the water for your noodles. All I have here is just some water that I've put in a pot here, and I'm going to add a couple splashes of soy sauce. And we're going to cook our ramen noodles like we normally would, minus the seasoning packets. Leave those out. Alright, so as you can see and probably hear, our oil has come up to heat. Now, if you don't want to leave this minced garlic and the red pepper flakes in, you could spoon it out, but I actually leave mine in there just because I like garlic and I like the red pepper flakes. I like a little bit of that spice. So what we're going to do now is drop our onion and our meat over into this oil and garlic mixture. You can also add the onion when you're doing the other vegetables, but I like to put it in there just to kind of help season up the meat too. And this is a lot of meat. Don't feel like you have to use all of this meat. This is just what was in the package. But my kids really like steak, so we're going to go for it. Okay, so put it in there. Give your hands a wash. Alright, so let's just move it around, get it all nice and coated. And we're just going to cook this until the meat is nice and done. And you'll be able to tell when it's done. You can add a little bit of salt and pepper if you like, but like I said before, I'm going to skip this step because I do find that the ramen noodles season packets and the stir fry season packets are a little salty along with the soy sauce. So I'm going to leave that part out. But if you like salt or if you want to add that, feel free. If you're not adding a lot of soy sauce or one of those seasoning packets, or you just don't have one, you don't have to have a stir fry seasoning packet, but I like it. So I'm just going to brown this up and wait for our water to come to a boil, and then we'll be back. Okay, so as you can tell, the meat is pretty well done. There's a few little pink spots, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and add our vegetables to kind of get them cooking up as well. And don't worry if there's liquid left in the bottom of your skillet, that's fine. If you hear that noise, I have a very hungry 2-year-old running around. So we're just going to kind of incorporate the vegetables in with the meat, and then we're going to go ahead and start adding our seasonings. We are going to add our stir fry packet and at least one of our ramen noodle packets. We're going to add about 2 or 3 splashes of soy sauce and then a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, so now that I have thrown all of our seasonings over into the skillet here, I am going to turn the heat down to about medium-low, and I'm going to just kind of let it cook just to soften up all the vegetables a little bit, because you don't want hard, crunchy vegetables. I do like these big peas right here to have a crunch to them, but I like the corn to be a little bit softer, and along with these. So I'm just going to pretty much cook it until all of the vegetables are soft. During this time, I also have our noodles going back here. Like I said, I'm just cooking them like basic ramen noodles minus the seasoning packages. So when those are completely done, we're going to drain the water off of them. And then when this is done, we're all going to just toss it together. And if you are having some wontons, egg rolls, dumplings, anything like that, you might want to go ahead and get that going as well. So I'm about to do that with our pot stickers, and then we'll be close to being done and time to eat. Alright, now that everything is done, we're going to go ahead and toss our noodles in. So I like to leave a little spot in the middle here. And go ahead and turn your burner off during this time, but I like to leave a little spot. That way, when we toss our noodles in, you can kind of throw some stuff on top of it, instead of having your noodles all in one spot. Kind of toss it like that. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. You really have to work it in, but try to add noodles just kind of all around the skillet so you don't have just one big blob of noodles and your meat and vegetables are all stuck on one side. You might have to work at this a couple of minutes, but that's okay. And during this time, like I said, if you are having a side dish, egg rolls, wontons, whatever, go ahead and get those ready. Because this is pretty much done and just going to hang out to let everything just kind of marry. I say that a lot in my videos, marry. Marry must be very important to me. Anyways, so I'm just going to keep mixing all of this around, and then we're going to take it off the heat once we have it all mixed around like we want it. Okay guys, that is it. I know my lighting is really bad. Sorry guys, the baby broke one of my light bulbs, but bear with me. But that is it. I just finished the chicken pot stickers, and they look and smell delicious. So I have the sauce that it came with, and a little bit of the orange sauce that came out of one of our little egg roll packages that we keep in the freezer. But that is quick and easy stir fry. Looks pretty good. Alright, for the dessert part of this recipe, you are going to need some Rice Krispies cereal. You are going to need some butter, some marshmallows, some roll-ups, some sweetened fish, and optional is sprinkles. Alright, so we're going to make Rice Krispie treats. So we're going to melt 3 tablespoons of butter here in this pot. And of course, when it's all nice and melted, we're going to dump 5½ cups of marshmallows over into it, melt those, and then we're going to dump 6 cups of Rice Krispie cereal over into it, just like you would making normal Rice Krispie treats. So just do all of that, and then when it is all nice and combined, we're going to come back and show you what to do next. so I have a spoonful of our Rice Krispie treats. I've just taken the size of the spoon, literally. We're going to put it down and kind of make an oval, almost like an egg shape. You might want to wait until your Rice Krispies are a little bit cooler, but not too cool, because you know they will stick together fairly quickly. But you want to kind of make sure that it... You want to kind of make sure that it is in more of a solid form instead of like it is now, kind of ooey and gooey. You're going to take your roll up here, and you can use any color that you'd like. I did use a green one, but then my husband ate the piece I was going to use, so we're going to go with this red one. Just take your knife, run it down like that, cut your little strip off right there. Okay, set it over to the side. And you can do this beforehand, so when you make your little piece there, it'll be right on top where you set it. You're going to take one of your Swedish fish, place it right on top, and then you're going to tightly wrap the sides of it, just like so. Bring it around, pull that tight, connect it, and then if you want it to kind of firm up a little bit more, set it on a plate, and we're going to set it in the freezer so it kind of firms up a little bit better. These are some little sushi rolls that my husband made. When we set these in the freezer, we're going to take a very sharp knife and very carefully cut these. When you make these, you can also put marshmallow or gummy worms, whatever you like in the middle, so when you cut them, you have that little bit of piece of candy right there. You have many ideas of how you can do your candy sushi rolls. This is how we're going to do ours, but that's basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this meal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it. Don't forget to try out the meal. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. I have an email. I also have snail mail. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.